I'm Gary Hall from the Department of Agriculture, Water and the Environment. I'm the Director of Environmental Crime, and in very short, Tracy, we look after all CITES wildlife investigations, hazardous waste and fraud matters, predominantly looking at a international organised crime element.
Jason Gooch, I've been with the National Heavy Vehicle Regulator for the last 3 years, involved in standing up the investigations unit in our statutory compliance area, and we deal with the top offending under the national law in all jurisdictions other than WA and Northern Territory around Australia.
So we've found this digital format of when it's elementised, you can have a very experienced investigator running with matter, and they're using their experience just to do what they've normally done, and they'll put it in the system. But also with junior investigators, the system itself is guiding them through the investigation. They are looking at what it's sort of telling them what evidence they need to go out and get.
The briefs of evidence have just exploded in size. So it's become nearly impractical to be able to get a brief like that before a court in a hard copy. So to me, in my opinion, is obviously that moving forward, that the only way to go is digital to keep up with the ever-moving technical space that is digital data. So that's been a huge advantage, and being able to share the stuff through the portal and the other task management systems built within COMtrac has been a huge advantage as well.
Where I see it from my perspective as an investigations manager is my ability to QAR jobs. I can look at a case being run, and I can look at the elementised things in the system and say, has this element of this offence been met, yes or no? And I can clearly see it. And if it isn't, the brief can't go and the brief won't be disseminated. The quality assurance process is an awful lot quicker. So regardless of, we're looking at maybe 50% plus time savings on the preparation of the brief. Just the QAR side, from my perspective as a senior manager, is vastly improved.
The need to have consistent, unbiased investigations. And that was around a very complex safety legislation and changes that we had in our law back in 2018, which basically brought about issues around different corporations law and the need to simply have a system that really spelt everything out for us because of how complex these charges were and are. We're still going through that process. So being able to elementise the offences was just a huge advantage for us, and to see that built into the CMS system as it was and how it stood as COMtrac has been a massive plus for us as well.
And this is probably where I see the biggest benefit with the digitised brief format and the way we're currently working with CWP, is that we now engage the prosecution service at the commencement of an investigation, not at the dissemination of the brief. So we can now then allow the DPP or the senior prosecutor to look at our cases that's going along, and it's that to and fro, being able to, from a digital format, and be able to get instantaneous feedback from the prosecution service, even before, from a Commonwealth perspective, an indictment's even, charges are even laid.
Yeah.
So we're already there.